Hello.
YSEALI Summit in Phuket, and to the alumni in the audience, congratulations on your very impressive selection to participate in this summit, the capstone of the YSEALI program. And I want to say thank you for your continued engagement in strengthening the relationship between the United States and also with Southeast Asia.
Such a wonderful opportunity to bring these young leaders together to talk about sustainability, the theme for this year's ASEAN meetings. And one of the reasons we chose Phuket is because it is an example of what sustainability means.
There's a very strong sense of belonging with a lot of these folks that the YSEALI team has brought together here at these conferences, sort of sharing these core values for change and sort of be surrounded with like-minded people at the conference.
I learned a lot about how it means to be sustainability, how we could measure sustainable development, or how we could apply sustainable practices into our work and our study as well.
Exchange programs in the United States, regional workshops,
a small grants competition, and events like the annual summit. And all of these activities really do is help to inspire and engage and empower with emerging young leaders across Southeast Asia.
Selamat sore semuanya, สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome everyone to ASEAN Youth Showcase 2020. I'm Raviwan Tantragun, or Sandy, your moderator and MC for today. This event is part of YSEAN Summit that was held in Phuket in 2019, and this event is organized by Casean in partnership with FinCET and in cooperation with the US Embassy in Bangkok. In this very special occasion of the Independence Day of the United States of America, in this special day, the 4th of July, we are going to know who will win the ASEAN Youth Social Entrepreneurship Award for the year 2020. Today, we will start with the welcoming remarks from Managing Director of ASEAN and Cultural Attaché from the US Embassy in Bangkok, then followed by a panel discussion from 3 finalists and their coach. We also have special guests, Kun Bright and Win, to share us on the perspectives towards sustainability issues. We also have the final session, which is a recap of the project and seed grant announcement. So for today, if you have any questions or would like to discuss about sustainability and youth issues, please feel free to type your questions below. We also have questions from ASEAN. What would you do to improve and support your local community? 2 best ideas to this question will receive an ASEAN Youth t-shirts from Bright and Win. Please also click the like button and share this post to your news feed. To begin with, please allow me to invite Kun Tongchai Thanachanan, Managing Director of ASEAN, to give us a welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Kun Sandy. Last year, ASEAN had a great opportunity to work with the US Embassy to host the summit for the alumni of the Young Southeast Asian Leader Initiative, or the YSEALI program. The theme of the summit was around advancing partnership for sustainability. During that summit, we were impressed with so many ideas that the participants had in order to solve the issues of the environment as well as the society. So ASEAN, together with FinCET, would like to be part of the effort to help push these projects into reality. And that's the genesis of our ASEAN Youth Showcase today.
Now, please allow me to invite Kun Neil Murata, US Embassy in Bangkok. He is a cultural attaché. Please allow me to invite him to give a welcoming remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. And thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Neil Murata, the Cultural Attaché for the Embassy of the United States of America here in Thailand. It's a pleasure to be with you as we open the ASEAN Youth Showcase 2020. I would like to thank especially our partners at the Foundation for the Institute of Social Enterprise Development, or FinCET, the Future Innovative Thailand Institute, or FIT, and our wonderful friends at ASEAN. Thank you so much for everything that you've done to make today's event possible. And finally, I would like to thank our YSEALI alumni and members. It has been such a privilege to work with you over the last year and seeing you at the YSEALI Summit in Phuket. I'm excited to hear the progress and results of all the ideas that were pitched during the project idea pitch session and to see how you've been working to improve your communities. But before that, I would like to take a moment and reflect on what YSEALI has accomplished over the past 6 years. When YSEALI started in 2013, we had hoped this new program would embody the aspirations of young leaders in Southeast Asia and provide them with the skills and networks to address critical challenges. 6 years later, we can definitely say that the YSEALI program has flourished and exceeded our expectations in a very short amount of time. Just to give you an idea of some of the numbers, we have over 146,000 YSEALI members, over 3,000 alumni of exchanges, plus an additional 3,000 alumni in the regional workshops that make up YSEALI. YSEALI alumni hold important government positions, are leaders in the private sector and are charting new paths in innovation to address the challenges in their community, their countries, and the region. With 65% of the Southeast Asian region under the age of 35, your generation is the engine of growth and change and will set the agenda for years to come. Part of the mission of YSEALI is to focus on the critical topics identified by youth in the region, such as civic engagement, education, economic growth, and lastly, sustainable development. Collaboration is vital when addressing these issues and looking at the challenges that we share across our borders. In my career as a diplomat, I can attest to how important these partnerships between civil society, the private sector, and the government help to create innovative change. I hope your participation in the ASEAN Youth Showcase 2020 today will allow you to deepen your interest of youth empowerment and broaden your professional network as you think about your own engagement in your communities, your countries, and throughout the Southeast Asian region. Congratulations to all the presenters, and thank you to all the teams that will present your projects today. The ideas that you have generated and implemented are truly remarkable and speak to your creativity and problem-solving skills. Thank you again for inviting me to be here today, and good luck to everyone on this year's ASEAN Youth Showcase 2020.
Thank you very much, Kun Neil. And please allow me to start our event. We have ASEAN Youth Showcase 2020, Advancing Social Entrepreneurship. So please like and share this post as well as giving your comments down here so we could hear more thoughts from youth around the world. So before having a panel discussion, let's explore what is ASEAN Youth Showcase 2020. Welcome everyone to the panel discussion, ASEAN Youth Driven Social Business Case. In this session, we will discuss with three representatives from three finalist teams and their coach. Let's hear their experiences, how did they come up with the project, and what are the key success factors for each project. Today we have Nikki Clara from Indonesia with her coach, Jotan. We have Kevin Kaitan from the Philippines. Unfortunately, his coach, Onanong, unable to join us today. We also have Muhammad Ashraf bin Abdul Hamid from Malaysia with his coach Stephen Sutantro. Let's begin with Nikki. Could you please introduce yourself just a little bit?
Hi everyone, my name is Nikki Clara. I'm from Indonesia. Now I work at several social enterprises that have a mission to empower persons with disability community at Indonesia. And in here, I wanna tell about our project, WeAble or berdayabareng.com, that concern to empowering persons with disability at East Indonesia.
I see. Thank you very much, Nikki. How about you, Kevin? Could you please introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Good evening. I'm Kevin G. Gaitan, and I'm from the Philippines. I'm currently the executive director of the Nagrasanan Young Leaders Institute Incorporated, a youth managed volunteer-based organization, and we've been implementing Project Sexy since this year as part of our grant from the YCD Summit last year. Thank you.
Thank you. And how about you, Abby? Could you please introduce yourself? Abby, we cannot hear from you. Could you please turn on your microphone? I think I still cannot hear from you.
Hello.
Oh, yes.
I'm Mama Ashraf bin Abdul Hamid, or you can call me Happy from Malaysia, and I am currently an educator in Labuan, Malaysia, and I am the project coordinator for Identity to help and empower the underprivileged and stateless children in Sabah, Malaysia.
Thank you. Thank you, Abby. Could you please introduce yourself a little bit, Joe?
Hi everybody, I'm Joe. I'm actually from Singapore. I run a social enterprise called Love Action Project. We work with corporates to develop corporate social responsibility project to create social impact. I'm very proud to be the coach and mentor to Nikki's team, Reable, and so happy to be here and hope everybody is safe during this COVID time.
Yeah, thank you. We're happy to have you as well. And Stephen, could you please introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Steven. I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm currently work as a Google Certified Trainer at Revo Indonesia. I'm helping school leaders and teachers to accelerate their digital transformation process currently, so they can have like a proper online class, especially in this pandemic situation. I'm also proud mentor of API, who run amazing project called Identify Identity. So I hope everyone's safe now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Let me start the discussion with Nikki. You're the first one. Could you please introduce about your team and how did you come up with the project, please?
Okay, my team is, we call it Reable. If I'm not mistaken, the team is EEL team. And we're coming up with to think about what we're going to do with our community, because I have a background since 2015. I already worked and concerned to build inclusive environment at Indonesia, especially how to empowering person with disability. When we gather, we brainstorm, we change our idea, and then it coming up to how we can be empowered person with disability, and also think about how can they become sustainable. So we try to link between the idea between the sustainable, the beneficiaries, which is the person with disability, and the digitalized. So that's the reason why we're coming up with the idea to make a platform, the online platform, that can be using by all the person with disability, that have 4 pillars, 4 goals, that focusing on 4 goals. The first one is about the awareness. We try to raising an aware Indonesian citizen and also person with disability to know more about the inclusive environment itself. And the second one, we really want to educate them, to upskilling them in the soft skill or hard skills. And then the third one, we try to become the bridge. The online platform can become the bridge to change the perception, the stigma, how the hiring partner can hire person with disability to be empowered, so they can have a sustainable financing and economic. And the fourth one is about the community. We know it's really hard for the person with disability community to gather about the information and to meet which one the person with disability like us, which one the person with disability like me. So we hope that through this online platform that they can gather all over Indonesia to make an inclusive environment. So that's the reason we really believe that our project, WeAbleBerdayaBareng.com, the online platform can be built and can have a goal to make inclusive environment at Indonesia.
I see. That's very interesting. Could you share to us a little bit, like how did you implement in Indonesia, and what are the key challenges to that project?
Okay, how I implement this in Indonesia, because actually I'm really concerned these issues since 2015, back in 2015. the first things we must really understand about the needed of the beneficiaries. Like if you really want to make something to your community, you must really go through and then like make an interview, in-depth interview. What is the needed of this community? And then if you already know about their needed, you must think about the idea and then how to connect with all the stakeholders. In terms of sustainability, is you must really connect it with the stakeholders that really connect with the beneficiaries. For example, for person with disability communities, there are three stakeholders. The first one is the person with disability communities. The second one, the government itself, and the third one is about the private companies and also the citizen. So the key challenge is, you must really think how to connect them in one ecosystem, because most of them have their own stigma, have their own perception. You must break the stigma, break the perception, change the perception, and really understand them how to make this ecosystem become inclusive ecosystem, and then think going forward, to think about how we can make to empowering person with disability in terms of sustainability, things like that.
I see. So to understand the insights and also like connect with stakeholder in the same ecosystem is like very crucial. I see.
Yes,
It's very
yes.
interesting. So may I ask the coach of this project, Joe, do you think what are the key success factors to this project?
Well, I think one of the interesting part about YCLI and of course the ASEAN is really we are bringing in everybody from everywhere within ASEAN together to form a project group. And one of the biggest thing that for project success to me is really bringing people together, the whole idea of unity. And the interesting part is because we talk about ASEAN, right? We've got 10 countries, right? All coming together. We have different culture. But what I feel the biggest success factor is everybody coming in to understand the social impact they need to create within their own space. And the interesting part of Nikki's project was, when we talk about We Able, is something to do with offering employment opportunities for people with disabilities. And even the whole idea of really her sharing it and everybody coming together to support her idea shows the whole focus that we have, right? If let's say we have the same mission, same understanding of what we want to achieve, we can all come together to do it. And that started it all, right? Once we understand what Nikki was trying to achieve. And then and people listening in now, what we need to do is that if you have an idea, it's also important to communicate this idea to your team. And once you get them on board, it is also important for you guys to understand that every one of us has different areas of expertise that we can come to build this. So we are talking about everybody from different countries of ASEAN. And here it is with Nikki coming to talk about her project that she wants to run in Indonesia, right? So as a coach, what is interesting was that when we talk about it, we started to draw out the different roles, right? The people who need to do the website development, how are we going to write the marketing narrative, how are we going to connect with people on the ground. And then you start seeing people putting their hands up and say, you know what, I'm very good at doing website. I can do a draft website. I can do up the slides. I can help you to frame up the thoughts now, and then we put it into slides for Nikki. And then another person comes and say, Nikki, I can help you to write your little scripts so that you can be ready for the presentation. And I think this is the spirit. This is the spirit as a coach that we want to see from people and from anyone, anywhere in ASEAN, that if you have a project, this is the mentality you need to have. To first come in to share your thoughts very clearly with your friends, and then be open to let everybody or anybody come in to take their different roles to support you. Because the fact of the matter is this, we are not superhuman, right? We can't be superheroes. You can't do everything on our own. And that to me, the main success factor was the understanding of the whole idea of unity and the openness to share their roles and then achieve the outcome. And I'm so proud of Nikki, and really, really happy to see her here and everybody else here. I was telling them I hope that we're in Bangkok now, but I think to me that is really the success factor of this project and future projects. I hope. So that's all.
I see, it's very interesting. So I can see that the unity, the openness to share, as well as the role allocation are very important in the project. So let me talk with the second project, Kevin. Could you please introduce about your team at the time that you were in Phuket, and also how did you come up with this project?
Right. So my team is, I think, the Dolphins, where a lot of us are coming from different backgrounds, but then we came up with a project that our nations is currently facing together.
Mm.
I mean, these issues are common with us, and we believe that this issue is stealing our girls from us primarily because one, maybe because of the issue that a lot of births, a lot of deaths of young girls are coming from the young parents who are giving birth. Second is because they are deprived of the opportunities that's supposed to be for them because of early pregnancy. Now, we came up with this because we thought and we have known from our fields especially that this issue has been bugging our communities since the beginning of time, especially in the Philippines, that talking about sex is always a taboo. It is so difficult to talk about sex in the Philippines. Thus,
Yeah.
we
Mm.
aim for this project to educate the Generation Z, especially. That's why it's called SexZ, because we target Generation Z to have an increased knowledge on sexual health and sexual rights, the resources available for them, and what are the risks with coming through and engaging with sex. These are the primary factors that we've been considering since the start of the project. And of course, we've considered on how to make this culturally sensitive and appropriate in the settings, especially in the setting of ASEAN, and of course in the Philippines also. And we had to do it on a
Mm.
cost-efficient manner that we can reach more young people to be educated with the project.
Mm. Do you face like any challenges like during the time?
Yes, we do. Um, as talking sex in the Philippines is something that it's not really okay. I mean,
Mm.
it's not open to talk about sex in the Philippines. Even buying condoms in the supermarkets or in
Yeah,
the grocery
true.
stores, there's a stigma in it. So I'd like to pinpoint also what Nikki said, that
Mm.
we need to stop the stigma, to end the stigma, especially when practicing protective behaviors, when and especially on abstaining. In terms of sex.
I see. Thank you very much. It's very interesting. I know that this issue is actually the very serious issue in the Philippines. So let me talk with the third project. Appy, could you share to us a little bit about your team at the time they were in Phuket and how did you come up with this project?
All right, my team
Mm.
was, if I'm not mistaken, Firmwell. Okay, we are emerging young leaders from all across Southeast Asia
Mm.
that are so passionate in education that we believe education is such a powerful to change ASEAN. Okay, I would like to give a shout out to my backbones for this project, which is Alvin and Albert from the Philippines, Anan and Tasha from Thailand, Lala, my fellow Malaysian, Albert, Yamin Hartauli, and Petriana from Indonesia, Solichan from Laos, Misa Cambodia, and Z from Brunei. Okay, so they are helping me throughout the entire process, and I'm so thankful to have them as my teammates. And also shout out to Steven that is here with us, and I'm so proud.
I see. I think Appy is not connected with us right now. So can we allow me to switch to Stephen? Could you share a little bit, like to add on the what is happening at that time?
Yeah. I'm beyond proud to be part of the project that Apil has led. He's one of the most inspiring person who really have strong vision. But I would like to share with you all the three key success factor that Appy and the team also has done to run this project. Number one, what I saw from Appy is that um, Appy is that Appy has done amazing job in dealing with making his objective compelling. When I first remember during Wisely Summit, when he shared his passion and project, especially when he mentioned about the undocumented children problem, it feels so connected for me because there's same situation that happened in Indonesia, even though we are in different country, but he successfully made sure that I felt that this is something relatable, real, and relevant. So number one thing, when you run a project, make sure you have a compelling objective, and you need to tell people how it could be bring people to move, how it can move people to see that, wow, this is something really important, this is something urgent that you need to solve together. So that's number one thing, make your compelling objective. Number two is about when I first heard about Appy. After he told me about the story, what I love the most about Appy, he also taught me about um, he successfully made me believe that he can do the project. So the number two is about having measurable key result that he has already proven. So what I love the most when I heard what Appy and his story, he has done something already. He has created, he has observed things. So I at that time I believe that Appy has the potential to do that. I really believe when you want to make a successful project, you need to make sure that you need to make sure that people believe in you. You need to make people believe that you can turn your vision into action. You need to make sure that they can see the result, timeline, and actual result that you can plan. And that's what I saw during the Wisely Summit, which is pretty amazing during the group, because everyone contribute each other. We internally make a group at that time. So I still remember, Api, when we work together and when we challenge each other. This is really one of the most inspiring moments during Wisely Summit. And the last element, I think, would be the third part is about having continuous and consistent communication. I think that's one of the most amazing stuff that I can see for myself, because even though we are separated in different countries, I can say that. But what I can see from API and together with the team, they are instantly or continuously communicated. And this is really one of the most inspiring moment when we can connect together and work together to solve the project together as a team. So make make your objective compelling, make your measurable key results, and number three, having a continuous communication is one of the is the three key success factor that Appy has done.
I see. It's very interesting. So, Appy, would you like to add anything a little bit?
Okay. In my life, I am so blessed because I have vast opportunities given to me. But unfortunately, some of these underprivileged stateless children, they don't have such opportunities. There is some urge in me saying there's injustice must be changed. And that was a pivotal moment for me to give back to our community. So back in 2018, I watched a video about Buku Jalanan Childcare, a project run by a group of passionate Malaysians. Their clients are children in childcare area that were exposed to something that is not normal for us, such as drugs and prostitutions. And one of the co-founders' quotes was, she said, makna ilmu adalah apabila maksud sampai ke jiwa. It's in Malay. In English, the meaning of knowledge is when it arrives to the soul. The importance of knowledge that can change our soul to be better for our generation. So it is our responsibility to change these children's life and inspire them. So we need to give them hope, and we need to give them hope. So actually, we kicked off our Identity project back in 2019, where we conducted a 3 weeks boot camp. So we divided the boot camp into 3 modules. The 3 modules are the core of our project, which are expose, enhance, and empower. Expose, we want they know their rights as a children. These undocumented or stateless children, they don't know what is their rights as a children, or at least as a human being. So, and we taught them about environmental awareness because they are staying in a slum area in Sempurna, Sabah. So we thought that it is very important for them to know and to learn about environmental knowledge that they are able to know, understand, and apply it to their daily life. And enhance, we teach these children about living skills. Okay, right now the T-shirt that I wear was made by one of the children. It says, "School above the ocean and dreams on top of the mountain." Sekolah di air, impian di gunung. Schools above the water is sekolah di air because their school is above the water, and their dreams are as high as the mountain. So yeah, I'm so blessed to know that. And empower. We wanted them to know that we are all born to be a leader. We can make change regardless of our gender. There was a moment where I gave them a worksheet, and one of the girls, the worksheet figures was a man, and the girls feminized the man. She drew earrings to the module, to the model. So it believes they believe that as a woman they should be given a chance to be a leader too. And I think that is a strong message there that everyone should can be a leader, and we are a leader actually. But I always told them that with great power comes great responsibility. So yeah. So the key challenges of our project is first is how do we can break the stigma of these undocumented or stateless children. They are chased by the police. They are always like the community hate them. So how do we can make the stigma, to break the stigma? And the second one is the distance between Labuan, where the place I live, and Sempurna is quite far. So it's a challenge for me. But then luckily we collaborated with Borneo Comrade that gave us such a great hospitality and cooperation throughout the entire project. And I cannot wait to meet these children after I can travel interstate. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Abby. That's very interesting and very inspiring, like for me. Yeah, we also have some questions from our audience. What I can see is the question is, what platforms can we benefit as ASEAN youth? What platforms can we benefit as ASEAN youth? Any of you guys would like to share about this one? What kind of the platform? Yeah, please,
Okay,
Kevin.
I think the platform is there's a lot of platforms that we can all use. We cannot only rely on digital media. We cannot only rely on face-to-face media. But for that matter, we need to do a thorough needs analysis and a resource mapping on the resources available in our communities so that we will know the proper medium or the proper channel for us to use to be able to engage the youth. And of course, as a youth, we all have the means right now to impact our communities, whether by face to face, maybe after the pandemic, or maybe through social media where we can share insights, inputs, and our projects as well that we have been doing, and to inspire others as well and to educate them of certain social issues that they need to know also. So I think for that question, we need to do a resource mapping for us to be able to identify what's the best medium that you can use or the best platform that you can use within your community. Thank you.
I see. Thank you very much. That's very interesting. I also have another question. The question is, what is the best activity to improve our community in a good shape while in this pandemic situation? Would you like to share, Nikki?
Okay. Yes, this pandemic is quite affected in all sector, especially like when my concern is in a person with disability. So after the pandemic, in this pandemic, I mean during this pandemic, we're really thinking how to gather the awareness and then how to continue the project. So there is several ways that I try to use to several channel that I can use for the community to get the awareness. The first one is about like Kevin said before, is using social media. Like using social media is the easiest way um, easiest way for us to do to use for giving to for giving information to the community. And for example, like if you want to gather the information to them, you can use like the papers. Like in our project, we use several case workers. And then if you want to raise about the decrease about the pandemic, you can using papers and then giving to them one by one. So there is a lot of things in terms of in this pandemic, during this pandemic you can do. But the first things that you must really concern about how to give the awareness about the the post-pandemic new source income after the post-pandemic. Because I think if you're really thinking about your community, especially minority community, you must really think about what kind of source income that can get that affected before during the pandemic, and then so they can think about another source income for after the pandemic. Maybe that's I can share.
I see. They okay. I also have another question for you, Nikki. The question is, where can I sign up to be able? I'm really interested. This is from the audience.
Yeah. You can serve. You can typing and www.berdayabareng.com. So we change into Indonesia because our concern is person with disability at Indonesia. So we change into Berdaya Bareng. So it's same meaning, but in Indonesia. So you can typing www.berdayabareng.com. Berdaya Bareng, BERDAYA. BRENG, berdayabareng.com. So you can sign up for that, and then you can put your CV, and then we already put several what is that, education training. So if you want to join the training, you just can click into the training part, and then you can sign up for the training, and then we will tell you when will the date of the training, sort of like that.
I see. It's very interesting. Okay, so now we have heard from all finalists and their coach. We have 3 projects. The first one is about the disability issue, and the second is about the sex education promotion, and we also have the community improvement. So we can see that all projects were inspired from the issues from local communities with very good intention to solve. All team came up with very great ideas and implementation. I also can see that unity, communication, and objective are key success factor to this project, and advice from coach together with the effort from the team members resulted in a wonderful project. So now if you're watching and interested to see how the powers and the ideas of youth, if you'd like to discuss about this issue, you can comment and also give us some questions throughout the end of this showcase. It's very interesting to see how the powers and ideas of youth can create such great impact to this world. So thank you very much, all speakers. In next session, we also have some perspectives from youth, Bright Washirawit and Win Metowin. Let's visit them at GMM Grammy.
I'm Bright Washirawit Chiwali. I'm Win Metowin Opanimajon.
With so many problems in the world today, what is the most pressing problem in your opinion?
The most important problems, in my opinion, I don't think any one problem is more important than another, because we all have our own problems, and it's difficult to say which problem is more important than another. But so what we should do is work together to solve all the problems about the environment, about the society, about the economy. They all need to solve.
Yes, I agree. I agree that it's hard to say that which problem is more important than another. Yeah, and I think when you say the problem, it's something that we need to solve.
Yeah. All the problems are important.
Yes.
What can you do to promote the awareness of social responsibility among youth as being one of the most talked about influencers today?
In my opinion, by solving a problem, it has to start with all of us. You may be only one small person, but it has to start with you. And then it will grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
So we have a chance to change the society, and we should all work together to do that.
Yeah. I think so.
Are you still looking for ideas on how to help make a positive impact on social issues? Watch the next session where you may be inspired by the 3 finalists who have great ideas on how to solve social issues.
We'd also like to hear from you. Tell us what you are doing to improve your community. You can leave your comments below. Two really good ideas. We received this. Yeah, ASEAN Youth T-shirt that we are wearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please like, share, follow the ASEAN Youth Community at ASEAN Facebook and website.
You can create change in your community too. Thank you.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you, Bright and Win, for empowering youth in ASEAN. If you're interested in, have any ideas regarding the issues about sustainability or youth, please click the like button, share this post, and give your comments below. Your thoughts and concerns will support in solving sustainability issues in the future. You can also comment to see ASEAN question throughout the end of this showcase. Let me repeat the question once again. What would you do to improve and support your local community? Two best ideas will win the ASEAN Youth Shirt that me and Bright and Win are wearing. Let's enter to the final session. Now we are going to know who will win the ASEAN Youth Social Entrepreneurship Award for the year 2020. The winner team will receive $5,000. The grant will be used to support the project to improve local community in Southeast Asia. Before the announcement, let's see how the projects are implemented in each country, and let's begin with the first project, Viable from Indonesia.
Halo, selamat malam. For you who just come into this live session, let me introduce to you myself. My name is Nikki Clara. My name is Nikki Clara. I'm coming from Indonesia. I'm a disability woman-preneur who really concerned how to build inclusive environment at Indonesia, especially for person with disability community. I work and build at several social enterprises such as Disable.id and also Tenun.id. Now I really want to introduce to you about my project, our project called Weable or berdayabareng.com. Berdayabareng.com is an inclusive platform for person with disability at East Indonesia that have 4 goals. The first one is about awareness, second one is about educating, third one is about employment, and the last one is about the community. Through this online platform, we believe that we can build inclusive environment all through Indonesia. For you who just really curious about my project, our project, Weable berdayabareng.com, so let's see our project.
Indonesia is such a big country. There is 260 million of total population. And do you know, 20 million of them or 10% of them are persons with disability. They are physically disabled like me, deaf, blind, mental, and also intellectual. But you know, they face one big problem. It's really hard for them to find a proper job to sustain their life.
2016, I met my partner at Jakarta, and we talk about how to help this community to get a proper education and also proper job. From 2016 until 2018, we successfully helped about 350 persons with disability to be hired by several companies in the vocational job and also professional job, and can become a financially independent. So actually on this platform, person with disability can get 4 things. The first one, they can apply for an education because there is a list about the workshop and also the training that they can choose. The second one is about they can apply for several kind of jobs already been discussed with the stakeholders before, like the company and also maybe the entrepreneur before. The third one is about the story from several person with disability, because you know some of person with disability have a high mental block, so they need a role model, they need a successful story from their person with disability. The fourth one is about the support system. It's quite a long process, it's quite a long challenging because if we are talking about the marginal community, it's not only that community itself, it's only about the whole stakeholders, a whole process. Like we must go to the government, we must go to the community itself, we must go to the public sector, like to trying to gain about the awareness, and also to gain about how to educate them about the inclusive environment. When we are talking about inclusive environment, it's about the equality in all aspects, in education, in employment service, and also in accessibility. Every person with disability have their own need, like deaf people need a sign language interpreter, like blind people need a braille book, like they also need someone to explain them more about the situation in front of their life. Like physical need a spatial accessibility to help them to mobility. If I win that grant, I will use this grant two things. The first one is about to increasing about the training. The second one is about to increasing about the awareness about the HR forum and the workplace environment. So I hope this is not the ending of the job. So more people will get the awareness, more stakeholders will understand how to build inclusive environment, and most of person with disability can get a proper education and also proper job. I believe Indonesia can become more inclusive country at Southeast Asia. I love you.
And that is We Able from Indonesia. And the second project is Identify Identity from Malaysia. Let's watch.
Hello, inspiring ASEAN youth out there. Hello, Brett and Lynn. Welcome to ASEAN News Showcase 2020. I am Muhammad Ashraf bin Abdul Hamid, or you can call me Ati Hamid from Malaysia. As the project coordinator of Identify Identity, I would love to share with you guys briefly about our project. So, what is Identify Identity mainly about? We aim to expose, enhance, and empower the undocumented and stateless children in Sabah, Malaysia, with leadership qualities, basic human rights, education, and government policies. This project took place in Semporna, Sabah, Malaysia. And shout out to our dearest friend from Borneo Comrade for the generosity and great hospitality throughout our project. I am so excited to share with you guys our project's outcome. So, without further ado, let's see our project, shall we?
Can you imagine that one day you woke up with nothing? You have no money to buy food, you've been chased by the police and the governments, you have no identity, and people in the community hate you. And this is the problem that's been faced by the undocumented children in Sabah. We wanted to create a module to expose them with human rights and policy, and we wanted to empower their leadership qualities.
Kita sudah habis. Kita belajar apa? Siapa masih ingat apa yang kita belajar?
The undocumented or stateless was they don't have a document at all. Their parents don't have documents for generations, so they don't have identity. For the immigrants, at least they are registered with UNHCR, so they have some sort of identity. These children, the stateless children, they don't have any government taking care of them. So they are like, if you
in the future, if you die, people will never acknowledge your existence. This is a collaboration between Anoni Apparel Project and Borneo Comrade to help them to at least have a sustainable livelihood. And for the Empower, we wanted to train them what is they can bring change to their community. If they can spread the positive vibe, the positive changes, it will bring a positive impact to the community.
Bagaimanakah saya merekrut ataupun mengajak anak-anak ini ke sekolah adalah saya pergi sendiri dari rumah ke rumah. Selepas 3 bulan saya bangunkan sekolah alternatif ni, semua ibu bapa berpuas hati. Mereka juga semakin bersih, semakin mendengar cakap ibu bapa dan sebagainya, dan bantu ibu bapa di rumah. Kerana pendidikan yang kita amalkan di sini bukan sekadar pandai ABCD atau 1, 2, 3, tetapi bagaimanakah menjadi seorang manusia yang baik.
Sabah is a part of Malaysia too, and I am from Malaysia, with East Coast of Malaysia. However, I never know about this issue at all. Like, the problem is very serious, and it is too serious that it is very well hidden. This is the perfect time for you to actually start doing something, start making change, and start being aware of what is happening around you, and to actually make a change to make a better future for the next generations.
This is our project, Identify Identity, an education platform for the undocumented and stateless children in Sabah, Malaysia. So basically, we are a proud Malaysian, and we are Malaysian change makers.
And that's Identify Identity from Malaysia. And the last project, Sexy from the Philippines. Let's have a look.
Hi, thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Kevin G. Gaitan, and I am the Executive Director of Negros and Young Leaders Institute Incorporated, and the project lead for Project Sexy. Project Sexy have engaged 21 local youth councils in 21 villages in the Philippines and 1 in Malaysia, and have reached more than 600 young people who have significantly increased their knowledge on sexual health and sexual rights. We believe that through our shared efforts and accountability, we, as one ASEAN community, will be able to address the issues that our nations face in common. This is just the beginning, as we look forward to engaging more communities and educating more young people towards a healthier and resilient ASEAN community. Help us reach more ASEAN communities. To know more about our project, please watch this video.
We are losing our girls enormous rate, alarming rate. When young girls get pregnant, they have to drop out of school. Then they don't get good jobs. Then they are at risk for things like poverty and also sexual abuse.
It's a taboo to talk about sex. That's the problem, because we think that it's not proper to talk about it because it's against the Bible. It's against being a Christian to talk about sex. With the rising cases of HIV infections in our province, specifically, and the rising number of teenage mothers, right now we are in Cadiz City, Philippines. We are conducting Project Sexy with the community here in Barangay Tiglawigan, and we conducted sexual health and sexual rights in education for Generation Z. we had several modules talking about understanding reproductive health, understanding HIV and other STIs, promoting reproductive health, the use of condoms and other contraception. Today, we reached about 150 young people in this site, another 150 people on the other side. So we are implementing the project in the 22 communities of the city. With the help of the local council, which informed the community about the program that we'll be conducting today. The Sangguniang Kabataan or the SK councils have talked to some contact persons in schools, for example, in Tiglawigan National High School and Bangkerohan National High School, to encourage their students to come over and join the program.
It is easy to convene the youth because the title itself of Project 6Z is very interested, and the content of the event is very meaningful and interested.
3 to 5 years, we hope to see this as one of the priorities of the local councils, because it's a pressing issue to talk about. And there's 19 communities already waiting for us in the other side of the island to implement the project. We want to see this being rolled out to more communities.
Thank you all the projects that have improved and sustained communities in Southeast Asia. Please allow me to invite Kun Tongchai Thanachanan once again to give announcement of the winner of the ASEAN Youth Social Entrepreneurship Award for the year 2020.
To select the winner of the ASEAN Youth Social Entrepreneurship Award for the year 2020, our team has discussed with each of the project team during the last 3 months after the summit, as well as going to visit the actual project locations. And 5 of our criteria to select the winner are: first, the social impact. The project has to address the pain point that we see in the society or the environment. Second, the feasibility, which means that the project has to be able to be implemented in real life. Creativity, which is around using new solutions, thinking new ways to solve the problem. Sustainability is around making sure that these ideas can be implemented in the long run. And lastly, scalability, which means these projects can actually expand itself to create greater impact to the larger society. It's my great pleasure to announce that the ASEAN Youth Social Entrepreneurship Award for the year 2020 goes to We Able Team from Indonesia. Congratulations to Nikki Clara and Joe Tan.
Congratulations, Nikki. Congratulations to you. Yeah. คุณต้องใจคะ would you mind to please have a word?
Thank you.
And in fact, we were so impressed with the remaining 2 project teams that the board of ASEAN had decided to give prizes as well to both teams, SECZ and Identify Identity. Congratulations again to the 3 teams. Great job you are all doing. I hope you continue to do great work for the society and for the environment. And on the behalf of ASEAN, I would like to thank the US Embassy again, the YCD program, as well as FinCET, our partner, as well as all the YCD alumni and all the audience here. Please follow us in the next events. Thank you.
Thank you very much ค่ะคุณตั้งใจ and thank you ASEAN FinSet US Embassy in Bangkok and Tibet for organizing this fruitful and impactful events. I'm sure that this grant will be used to improve communities and deliver good things to the region and the world. And congratulations to our finalists. Let's talk to our three finalists. How do they feel? So Nikki, would you mind to share to us a little bit? How do you feel?
Okay, I'm speechless actually. I'm speechless actually.
Happy for you.
Yes. Like it's really impacted in this pandemic because before the pandemic we are really concerned to gather the awareness in the offline things, but through this online platform we already like try to educate them to move into digital and then thinking about to get the new source income after the pandemic. So like we are is a winner. In front of like there is 10 of my family watching our live station, and I talked to them before. Is all the project is really give the big impact in education and also in the sex education. I never think that I become the winner because Appy and also Kevin show their best to give an impactful project to their community. But I hope that we can collaborate because I think this issue is not only in Indonesia but also in Asian country. So I really want to talk to you guys, and then we can implementing all these issues all over all over Asian, and I believe the sustainable equality inclusive can be built at Asian also. Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you to you too for organizing this very special and very impactful project. And how about you, Appy? Could you share to us a little bit?
And first and foremost, congratulations to Nikki for winning the grants from ASEAN, and thank you so much, particularly ASEAN, for giving us this opportunity to be a change maker in our community. And I feel like, we are all a winner. But yeah, of course, Nikki Clara's project was. I'm amazed with her, and also Kevin's project was. I'm amazed with his project. So yeah, I'm so blessed to get to know you guys and to meet the mentors. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Appy. And how about you, Kevin?
Well, first, I'd like to congratulate Nikki for winning the $5,000, and of course, Appy for implementing identifying identity in Malaysia. We are all winners, and because of the impact that our projects have been creating in the communities. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to present Project Taxi and our organization through this very big platform that you've provided us. Thank you, ASEAN. And I'm so happy for this opportunity to be once again with you virtually. I hope to see you soon again, maybe in Bangkok, in
Thank you. We love to see you.
And thank you
as
very
well.
much. It's a pleasure for me to present Sexy through this platform.
Thank you very much. And again, congratulations to all finalists. Also, thank you everyone for watching this virtual showcase. And we will announce the winner of this t-shirt next week on ASEAN Facebook. And please stay connected with ASEAN. We have great event awaiting for you on our Facebook and at www.c-asean.org. Before leaving, let's watch Viable Obradaya Barang, the winner of the ASEAN Youth Social Entrepreneurship Award for the year 2020 together once again. And if you wish to have a summary of the session and details of each project, please we will post it on the ASEAN website for you to follow. And that is the end for today. Once again, thank you everyone for watching. I am Rawiwan Tantrakun or Sandy. Thank you. And for the 1,000 USD that was granted for Epi and Kevin, I congratulations to you again to winning this grant. Actually, 3 of you winning this grant, though. Okay. And thank you everyone again for watching. I'm Rawiwan Tantrakun or Sandy. Happy to be with you today. สวัสดีค่ะ
Indonesia is such a big country. There is 260 million of total population. And do you know, 20 millions of them or 10% of them are persons with disability. They are physical disabled like me, deaf, blind, mental, and also intellectual. But you know, they face one big problem. It's really hard for them to find a proper job to sustain their life.
2016, I met my partner at Jakarta, and we talk about how to help this community to get a proper education and also proper job. From 2016 until 2018, we successfully helped about 350 persons with disability to be hired by several companies in the vocational job and also professional job, and can become a financially independent. So actually on this platform, person with disability can get four things. The first one, they can apply for an education because there is a list about the workshop and also the training that they can choose. The second one is about they can apply for several kind of jobs already been discussed with the stakeholders before, like the company and also maybe the entrepreneur before. The third one is about the story from several person with disability, because you know some of person with disability have a high mental block, so they need a role model, they need a successful story from their person with disability. The fourth one is about the support system. It's quite a long process, it's quite a long challenging, because if we are talking about the marginal community, it's not only that community itself, it's only about the whole stakeholders, a whole process. Like we must go to the government, we must go to the community itself, we must go to the public sector, like to trying to gain about the awareness and also to gain about how to educate them about the inclusive environment. When we are talking about inclusive environment, it's about the equality in all aspects, in education, in employment service, and also in accessibility. Every person with disability have their own need, like deaf people need a sign language interpreter, like blind people need a braille book, like they also need someone to explain them more about the situation in front of their life. Like physical need a spatial accessibility to help them to mobility. If I win that grant, I will use this grant two things. The first one is about to increasing about the training. The second one is about to increasing about the awareness about the HR forum and the workplace environment. So I hope this is not the ending of the job. So more people will get the awareness, more stakeholders will understand how to build inclusive environment, and most of person with disability can get a proper education and also proper job. I believe Indonesia can become more inclusive country at Southeast Asia. I love you.